Hello, Steamboat. How you doing? Got a new show for your viewing. Having breakfast, just keep chewing. And with your support, we'll be cruising. Hello, Steamboat.
After all the jacks are in the boxes, and the clowns have all
What's going on, everybody? My name is Nick Lagorga. I'm here to practice another song for my show on YouTube, Good Morning Acoustics. You can follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Acoustics, or you can give me a like on Facebook at Good Morning Acoustics. Thanks for watching.
Hello, Steamboat is recorded live from the Chief Theater.
Boom. Hello, Steamboat TC. Coming to you live from the theater. Streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. And getting ready for Fest Week. It's a wonderful Monday. It's great out there. We'll get a little update from the Chief. He's back and around. I think he's been traveling. If you're monitoring his Facebook page like I do, when I troll him to see what he and his family are up to, because they live an exciting life. But we'll get him on, see what's going on. And I have a little geez, we'll call this a high level, high security government entity contact phone call. That's the way I gotta do this. I've got a good friend of mine who works with the government, and I've been trying to get him on for a while, and we can't have him sit in the chair due to security. You know, got to keep the image blurred, and we don't want to do that. So we're gonna have a nice call in and see what information he can share with us. And I gotta honestly say it makes me a little nervous because it made him a little nervous, you know, like you said, for, you know, safety of his family and whatnot. We gotta ask the right questions and he'll answer what he can. So hopefully you stick around and you get some enlightenment on our current situation around the world, really, as to how we're perceived and the way things are gonna hopefully get handled or rectified here in the near future. If you watched your World Cup yesterday, you saw Les Bleus do what they do. and they put it on Croatia. It was the odds were in France's favor, oddly enough, because they have some incredible offensive power from Griezmann to Pogba to Mbappe, Umtiti and Matuidi, and the whole French squad is pretty solid. So you're hearing already, hey, 4 years, this team will be the favorite, just like Germany was. So in 4 years, we'll see what happens in Qatar, I believe is where they're going to be. So that's going to be interesting. Croatia played great. Belgium took the third-place match over England. And it was a pretty nice little weekend of soccer if you guys got some in there. Wimbledon as well. Djokovic, he knocked off Kevin Anderson, the South African, who did a 5-set epic situation with John Isner, the American who I was mentioning most of the last couple of weeks about Wimbledon, the American who I thought had a chance. And now, due to Isner's style of play, which is incredible power, serve, I think he broke a record for aces, number of aces in the tournament. But he, on the other hand, cannot break a serve. His return is not that strong. And thus, when you're in Wimbledon, there is no tiebreaker. You got to win by 2 in that final set. So the final set of that match was 26-24. And it has spurred a lot of debate as to whether Wimbledon should change and have the tiebreaker at the end, 1-7, wins by 2, wins that set. But it sounds like a lot of people want to leave it the way it is simply because Isner, that's his style of game. It's not going to happen too often. If you saw in the final, granted, Kevin Anderson might have been totally spent. Djokovic beat him in 3, 6-2, 6-2, I think 6-4. So it is what it is. I don't know. Maybe we'll get Loretta Conway on here and get some inside scoop from the tennis world here locally. But sounds like something that, you got to play. You got to play it out and see how it happens. And baseball-wise, they've mentioned that a long time ago with the DH, the AL. They let the pitchers hit. The NL, they have a DH, designated hitter, so their pitchers don't hit. Some people think it should be the same on both sides of the carpet. So that's another debate for another time, probably, maybe on the huddle later this afternoon. We'll see what's going on. But Angelique Kerber did beat Serena Williams, who, again, an amazing effort by Serena 1 year after starting motherhood now, a new epic chapter in her life. She gets to the final of Wimbledon, did not win it, maybe again as well, some fatigue possibly, but it's great to see her there and to see that she's on the comeback, getting back to where she wants to be, top of her game as always. If you pick up your Pilot Today, you'll see that, yes, the Steamboat Pilot Today is moving. Wolverine, a.k.a. Logan Mullen, our new guy there, publisher, got a little insight as to what's going on and what it's been like. So if you can pick up your Steamboat Pilot Today or go to steamboattoday.com and check it out. So don't try and pop by our old office to surprise us with any awards or thank you cards because we might not be there. Could be at 910 Yampa, in and out. But that's where our new facility is going to be. In about a week or so, we'll probably get a little housewarming party and let the public come in and see how we set up our seating assignments and see how we have a good time in there now. And we're right here within walking distance of all you people downtown, so feel free to stop by in about a week. Let us get situated, get our posters and pictures up. Should be good to go. That's what we got going on for you. It's a great Monday. Weather looks beautiful again this week, and I feel like we might have our town back for a little while. Nothing too much coming up. Got Labor Day in about, a month after August, so let's kick back, enjoy it. Get on your bikes, get on your walk-in shoes, and get outside and enjoy it. All right? Hello, Steamboat. Stick around. We'll be right back. Hello, Steamboat. How you doing? Got a new show for your viewing. Having breakfast, just keep chewing. And with your support, we'll be cruising. Hello, Steamboat.
After all the jacks are in the boxes, and the clowns have all
What's going on, everybody? My name is Nick Lagorga. I'm here practicing another song for my show on YouTube, Good Morning Acoustics. You can follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Acoustics, or you can give me a like on Facebook at Good Morning Acoustics. Thanks for watching.
Hello, Steamboat is recorded live from the Chief Theater.
Hello, Steamboat. It's me, TC. Greatness.
Yeah, you're great.
You're greater.
Wow.
I'm the greatest.
I'm the greatest.
No, me.
Oh, you're the greatest. You just said the greatest.
Happy birthday week.
Thanks for mentioning it. Wow. That's why I'm wearing my glasses, because
You've been partying.
I'm cool.
You started early this morning with Mimosas?
I'd be lying if I didn't say there was Irish cream in here.
It's his week of birth. Was your mom in labor for a week with you? Big kid.
Yeah, popped right out.
You did?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm
You know when I was born?
No, I
On
don't.
Friday at 6 p.m. I'm a happy hour baby.
Are you?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, we gotta go. He's here.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Siblings?
I have a sister.
Older?
2 years older. Yeah. Still in Buffalo.
She like you?
Yeah, you know. We got along good as kids.
Yeah.
Played
No.
We played a lot. Well, you know, distance. I don't get back as often as I'd like. About once a
Come
year.
here and visit us?
No, she's been here twice. Once for the wedding and once after that to see.
So she could be surprised for your birthday.
Maybe.
That'd be great if she showed up.
I can hold my breath, but maybe.
What are you going to do for your birthday? You going to do shows for people?
Well, we got a big show literally on my birthday. My birthday's Friday, July 20th.
So what's happening?
Kip Attaway. I know, right?
Where?
Right here at your Chief. Of all places to throw my own birthday party, why not have it at the place that pretty much live? Which is fine. I don't mind being here. I love it.
Cut upstairs.
Yeah. I have yet to sleep at the Chief. I think I'm going to be sleeping at the Chief Friday night.
Man,
I got a thermarest. No, it's a big Agnes pad. When they first started making ceiling pads, I have one of the originals.
You do? So someone can join you? What you saying? On your birthday?
I don't know. That's Shannon will probably be home with the kids.
So over the Chief.
Honestly, we'll be crazy. It's so creepy. I'll be fast. No, I'm not much of a drinker, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah, but
even if I have a couple, I'm not going to make that drive stagecoach.
No, you're going to bring your own stage.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens.
It'll be like Blair Witch. I'll record it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Pass out.
Okay. Rocky Horror this week. How'd that go?
Rocky Horror was so good. I think we're gonna do it quarterly.
Stop.
Yeah. There's places that do it like all the time.
Quarterly?
Yeah.
Rocky Horror.
There's a lot of rockheads in town. Wait, no, those are your fans.
Oh, those are rockheads. Yeah.
Rockettes?
Rockheads. They're rockheads. So it went well. I saw the pictures. Ashley cleaned up. Amazing.
Yeah, it was. It's a mess.
Because I remember hearing they're like Rocky Horror Picture. Scott won't allow it. What do you mean? Too messy.
No, just the cooked rice. Like, cause there's this scene where you throw rice, and sometimes people bring cooked rice and it sticks everywhere.
Yeah.
So it was just bags of dried rice. So
how did they talk you into it though? I'm really because you.
No, it was me. It was all me.
It was all you.
No, absolutely. People. Oh my gosh, Tony. Of all the things, I don't know if you know this, but people often tell me how to do my job.
Get out.
Hey, Scott, you should do this. Scott, you should do that.
And what do you say?
No one likes to be shit on.
Did you shit on him? Don't
That's
shit
a Todd
on him.
Musselmanism.
A muscleman.
Don't should people. No one likes to be should on. So I say, great, organize it and get a sponsor. And that shuts them up.
And then they go, well, maybe
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
No, anyway. Of all the things people suggest that we do, number one would be Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a cult. It is maybe bigger than Lebowski.
Don't
in
you
the
say
cult,
that.
as on par with Lebowski.
Yeah.
Well, it's got more. It's long. It's been around longer, so it's got that.
But the Lebowski people didn't know. The dudes didn't know what we do here for Lebowski.
No. A lot of them didn't. We had a lot of first timers.
Yeah.
But when you mention Rocky Horror,
people get excited.
Normally it starts at midnight. It's a midnight showing, and we're all getting too old for that. So
got stuff to do.
We did it a few years ago, and people were like, I would have been there, but you started it at midnight.
Okay.
And so we're like, all right, well, it's 8 o'clock. Everyone can do it. You can hang. Even if you're older and you like to be in bed by 9 or 10. I want to say the night wrapped up by 10:30.
Wow.
But awesome volunteer and friend of the chief is Danielle Mulford. Mm-hmm. And she is a expert on Rocky Horror. So she and Ashley, we met a few times, but she's like, I have this. I'll MC it. We'll make sure nobody gets on stage, except for the one time when they had people.
Contest?
No, they were doing Time Warp.
Oh, Time Warp.
Yeah. So but it was people specifically that she called up.
Gotcha.
We had an intermission. It was just a real good time. I was home. I didn't go. But at least 6 people were texting me throughout the event.
Oh, wow.
Joe Haynes from Tika was here, and just a bunch of friends. Like, this is a very well-run event.
Awesome.
And it wasn't just like we could play and leave it your own. We had prop bags for sale, rice, and noisemakers, and newspapers. And so all the parts where you have to participate, we had that covered. If you have never attended, you're a virgin, you get marked as such. Yeah. And that's what we're about. We're about people coming to the Chief and having a good time, which segues me perfectly into Kip Attaway on Friday night. Have you seen Kip Attaway?
I've seen it. It's in years.
Okay.
But
you coming on Friday?
I'm going to try and make it. It's your birthday. So
thank you. It's at 7. It's an early start. Harwick's is sponsoring, and then we usually just stumble on down to Harwick's after, and they stay open. You can get sliders and stuff.
Tell people what Kip Attaway does.
So Kip...
If you've never seen it, go online.
Yeah, go online. It's going to be a packed house. Kip always sells well. He's equal parts musician and comedian.
Absolutely.
And he'll do a Beatles medley. And he plays it great. He sings great. He's got some hits that have been recorded by some really big names that have been in movies. So he's a legitimate musician who's toured with some of the top country Western people in the country. But he makes the money touring and playing casinos and bars where it's all about drinking and dirty songs. So he is good. He's rated R. And he has a lot of costumes, and he's just a really funny, he's a good guy.
He likes being here.
He loves being here. He's been playing Steamboat for 40 years. I think his first gig was in Tugboat when he was 17. He used to play at the Orhouse Loft Bar. He played at my Theater. He used to get a regular gig at Slopeside when the season was winding down. He'd be there for about a month.
Regularly.
And he would just play off ski, and people drink. Hey, let's drink. Toast, and people buy him shots throughout the show.
So he said, hey, my birthday show with you, it's a lot.
His finale, he sucks in helium and sings Daydream Believer by the Monkees. Okay? So he's just a kook. He's a big kid. And his shows are just... Like, you'll leave with your gut hurt.
What more could you ask for Parker's birthday?
$15, come on.
And then what about tomorrow? You're over at Strings.
Tomorrow, we're not clowns at Strings. Should we do another segment? We got to wrap it up?
No, not yet. Tell me what you're going to do at Strings.
My son...
I know, you're cool.
Hey, America, how are you doing?
Chief's here.
Okay.
What are you doing at Strings?
Strings, this will be We're Not Clowns, I think, probably our 12th show at Strings.
900th show?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. It's part of their... family concert or their youth concert series.
Okay.
11 o'clock. They get great sponsors, so it's $1 for kids and $10 for adults.
Oh wow!
And we sell it out every year. And we're a new fresh material. I'm going to do 2 magic tricks that I've never done on the string stage. I've done. You haven't seen one of them.
I know, but then the kids are going to see it. They're going to come home and try and do them.
I make a banana disappear. Wow, that could be misinterpreted.
Yes, America agrees. Yeah.
At the next Super Fun show, Scott will Sharon will be my sidekick, and
you're going to make a banana disappear with no hands. All right, at Strings, 11 a.m. The kids aren't out at 11 p.m.
Yeah, it's a 45-minute show.
Okay.
Magic, juggling. Kelly always plays a song. I'm not sure what he's going to. He might be doing Moose on the Loose. That's one of his classics.
Who
Perhaps
does
Smoothie the
is
Hairless
Pratt
Dog.
gonna moose? Who's gonna dance?
Gina
Gina
joins
will
us for the
dance?
show. Yeah, so
Awesome.
Gina is the moose. Lots of audience participation. We have a new segment where we're actually gonna, where we do the ring toss and
Yeah.
Kelly catches him on his head. Well, we're doing a 3-person ring toss.
No.
So each non-clown is gonna pick a section of strings. They're gonna be, and points are awarded.
Yeah.
Head is like 10 points.
Sure.
Arm is 5, and then we're adding leg.
You can get a leg up.
Leg is 15. And the caveat is he's got to keep, if he
Gotta
catches
keep it
one
up.
on the leg, it's got to stay on there.
Yeah, I can't have it come
Yeah.
up.
So he could be all over the
You
place.
think you can win this?
Oh, I'm calling it right now. I mean, it's I'm gonna walk in and look at Gina and Andy and say who's gonna come in second.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys can fight over it.
Ring toss.
Yeah,
Get
and then
your
I
game on.
think one more level of audience participation. Each of us is going to pick a kid, and I'm going to have dry erase boards with markers, and they're going to sit on the edge of the stage and keep score for us.
Get out.
Yeah, and we can bribe them to cheat.
Yes, absolutely. Teach a trick, get a point.
Totally.
All right.
Hey, kid, add a 0.
ChiefTheater.com for tickets, information, calendar of events.
Yeah.
Good to see you. How's your kid?
Which one?
All of them.
Headstrong.
Has Finn got the juggle on?
Oh yeah.
Is he going to come on back
We
on?
got some cousins in town right now visiting. They're going to be at the show tomorrow, and Finn was dazzling them with his juggling.
He's got skills?
Yeah. Dang. Pretty cool.
Probably like son. There you have it, Chief. Chief update from the Chief. Get down to the Chief. Check out the Chief. Be the Chief. Chief, thank you. Greatness.
Always a pleasure.
Hello, Steamboat. Stick around. I got to call Mr. Black. We're going to get serious. We'll be right back. Hello, Steamboat. How you doing? Got a new show for your viewing. Having breakfast, just keep chewing. And with your support, we'll be cruising. Hello, Steamboat.
After all the jacks are in the boxes, and the clowns have all stacked.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Nick Lagorga. I'm here practicing another song for my show on YouTube, Good Morning Acoustics. You can follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Acoustics, or you can give me a like on Facebook at Good Morning Acoustics. Thanks for watching.
Hello, Steamboat is recorded live from the Chief Theater. Steamboat is
Hello, Steamboat. How you doing? Got a new show for your viewing. Having breakfast, just keep chewing. And with your support, we'll be cruising. Hello, Steamboat.
After all the jacks are in the boxes, and the clowns have all stacked.
What's going on, everybody? My name's Nick.
Hello, Steamboat. It's me, TC. And as I promised, on the line, I got Mr. Black from a federal government agency. Mr. Black, are you with me?
Good morning, Tony. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. You feel free to keep speaking loud because I got to get this note up that we, the notes that you showed me that you allowed me to talk about. Let's start with ICE. You just mentioned there's some demonstrations going on right now. Can you share a little bit about how ICE started and what's spurring these people to spark these demonstrations?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to. So I'll start with the demonstrations first because that's kind of what's galvanized much of the nation. As you probably know, unless you're living under a rock or in a cave or in a ski town, there was basically a ruling by the Trump administration that families of undocumented immigrants showing up at the U.S. border would be separated if they had entered the U.S. unlawfully. So, of course, that took a bunch of children away from parents. Parents go into immigration proceedings. Children go under the care of another agency, which is U.S. Health and Human Services. So, obviously, a tremendously polarizing event with a real human consequence. So, that drew a lot of attention. Basically, the media is in an uproar, the public's in an uproar. Political polls are being launched in either direction, and I think it's really just kind of caused a renewed focus on the immigration debate.
Sure.
So protests across the country.
Okay, and now if I could go back a little bit, I've had a lot of people who say to me, hey, Tony, you got to realize, too, this was going on when Obama was in office and people just didn't talk about it. Is there truth to that, or is that just another one side kind of sparking the other?
No, there is some truth to that, but it's only partial truth. So previously there was a policy in place that families, that is adults with minor children who showed up at the U.S. border, who attempted to enter the U.S. unlawfully, would be kept together. So they would be detained together. There are these kind of family facilities that are sort of not custodial, sort of custodial, very, very much more like camps or centers than jails or prisons. But it is important to remember, Tony, that the Obama administration did deport a whole lot of people. It was a very high number of undocumented aliens who were deported under the Obama administration. So, but ICE is a bigger than all of that. ICE has been around for a long time, and I mean it's precursor agencies. I can give you a quick rundown of that if you'd like for a little context.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Sure. So ICE itself, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, was created in 2003 with the Department of Homeland Security. But the bigger thing that a lot of people forget, especially in the media today, is that ICE comes from two legacy agencies. One is U.S. Customs Service, which has been around since 1789, and the other is agency which became Immigration and Naturalization Service, INS, which dates back to 1891. INS had an office in right near to you in Sleepy Creek, Colorado, for a long time.
Oh wow!
Customs Service had offices all over the country and numerous offices around the world. So when these two agencies were mashed together in 2003 under the Homeland Security Act, it created this law enforcement agency that had a tremendous statutory reach and enforces a whole lot of different laws. So basically that's it in a nutshell. But the important part to remember with all this immigration stuff is that ICE does a lot more than just locking up and deporting people.
Sure. Now let me ask you about the staffing the ICE offices. Is that something where they go to these other levels of administration or agencies and say, hey, do you want to be an ICE officer or staff member, or are you shown, hey, you're now ICE? How does that work?
Well, you're referring to 2003 and the creation of the agency, the merger, as it's called.
Yep, and then up to date now. How do you staff the ICE offices or officers? Do they ask or volunteer, or are they assigned that position?
Well, that's a good question. So when the merger happened, it caused a lot of angst on both the side of the customs agents and the INS agents, because they had very different mandates and seldom did the two meet, in their professional duties. So on the customs side, you have a bunch of folks who devoted their careers to investigating narcotics trafficking, weapons trafficking, human trafficking, human smuggling, sensitive technology exports, antiquities theft, all kinds of odd federal statutes that in some way or another touched on U.S. customs, whether it was interstate commerce or international travel. On the immigration side, you had a bunch of agents who fought immigration fraud, document fraud, and a whole bunch of other types of investigations. So when these two were, like I said, mashed together, it was kind of an unhappy marriage. Interestingly, a lot of those folks, special agents who came from either agency have kind of now aged out of the system. So you truly, almost completely now have a group of special agents, federal law enforcement professionals, who don't really have much of an allegiance to either federal agency, either legacy agency.
Amazing.
Now, as far as staffing, I'm talking a lot, so interrupt me at any time if you want.
No, go ahead.
As far as staffing, the recruitment process is pretty similar, Tony, to what you would see for FBI or DEA or alcohol, tobacco, and firearms or any of those federal agencies. It's a long pipeline to apply and take a test and physical stuff and all kinds of other training and screening and things like that to determine suitability. And it's pretty much the same process you would use to apply for a job with, say, the Forest Service.
Gotcha.
It's just a lot of different steps, though.
Okay. Now, finishing up here, like I said, I've known you for years, and as you've seen, let's just say government or political tensions rise, and I've been wanting to talk to you for a while. When you think about your job and what you're doing, are you concerned about your life? I mean, when you show me and you tell me about the notifications, and I don't want to say your life, your safety of your family and your friends, does this weigh on you daily when you see these notifications and threats and demonstrations and walkouts?
I mean, it does, I think, because there's, like I said earlier, there's a human cost to this, and that holds true on both sides of the spectrum. It definitely holds true for the undocumented aliens and their children. It also holds true for the law enforcement professionals who have to deal with these things on both sides. But it's definitely as people in federal law enforcement like to say, we are finders of fact. We basically do what the statutes tell us to do. Mm-hmm. If people are unhappy with the law, hey, write your legislator, write your representative, write your senator, and ask him or her to make a change. So the bottom line is, though, that yes, it is becoming increasingly polarized. Agents and officers are having all kinds of threats directed against them, against their kids. A lot of them are being doxxed, having all their identity information put out on the internet where they live. Mm-hmm. There have been threats of exposing where agents and officers' kids go to school and things like that. So it is definitely turning a little bit ugly.
Yeah.
I just encourage people to educate themselves. Go to www.ice.gov and learn about the agency, learn about its missions, the Enforcement and the Removal Operations Division, which does the deportations, and the Homeland Security Investigations Division, which does more of the transnational crime and investigations. So,
gotcha.
Be an informed consumer.
Excellent. And to wrap this up, do you see a nice light and some hope and a resurgence of American pride around the world at the end of this tunnel?
I don't know. My magic ball's broken today, but I think that there will be probably some change soon for the agency. I'm not sure what that will look like. Congress is kind of behind the scenes discussing what to do with ICE, whether to divide it up. I highly doubt it's going to be abolished. As far as the immigration debate in general, I mean, Jesus, this one's been around since the U.S. had borders, probably. Mm-hmm. I wish I could predict that because I'd probably get wealthy, but I don't know, Tony.
I hear you.
I look forward to you coming up with the answer, though, and give me a call.
I will, for sure. So I want to thank you for taking the time and breaching protocol and putting your life on the line to hang out with me. I know that I mean something to you now, and if you can, stick around. We got to take a break, but I want to make sure I'm on the Tony's safe, leave him alone list, okay?
Sounds good, Tony.
All right, buddy. Hold on for me right there. You guys, that's my man, Mr. Black, federal government agency contact, giving us the truth about the truth. Go to www.ice.gov and, like he said, get yourself the knowledge and don't always believe what you see and hear, but get yourself knowledgeable there on that level. Thank you. Hello, Steamboat. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow.